Welcome to the devlog and tutorial for Chronicles of the Feywalkers. Today I'll be covering basic project setup and getting a simple functional environment created, which future episodes will then build upon. I'll be using Godot 4.3, downloaded from the GodotEngine.org website. First off, I need a folder for my project. To make it easy, I'll also put a copy of Godot in this folder. In addition, I like to have subfolders for the various assets and one for the actual game code. Good organization helps a lot as the project grows in size. Upon starting Godot, I'll select the renderer option. In this case, I plan on desktop only, so forward plus works fine. Next, I'm going to turn off the create folder options, and I don't need version control. Finally, I'll select the folder I previously created for the game files. Godot launches and opens to the interface. Since this will be a 3D game, I'll select the node 3D as the starting point and rename it to World. I'll add child nodes from here. To start with, I want a landmass for my testing. The static body node type will work fine. Upon adding, a warning indicator is shown. This is due to not having a collision shape for this node. Without a collision shape, it won't be able to interact with the world. Adding a collision-shaped 3D node fixes this, but generates its own warning due to not having a shape defined. The fix is to go to the inspector and select an appropriate shape. I'm going to go to the parent static body node and scale it up to 10 units in all dimensions. Non-uniform scaling may introduce unexpected results. The resulting object is shown by the light-colored outline. Adding another child node of a mesh instance 3D and specifying a mesh results in a visible object that can now interact with my world. Next, I want to create a placeholder for my player. I'll do this by going back to the top world node and adding a child node of type character body 3D. Once again, I need to resolve the warnings by adding a collision shape and a mesh instance so it is visible. For both, I'll use the capsule shape and move them up above the test playing field. To verify all is good, I'll try a test run, however it needs to save the scene first. I'm going to create some organization folders, including one to hold the scene in this project. Another one will be for imported objects. Now I can save the scene and do a test run. And it opens to nothing. This is actually expected. I need to add a camera and a world environment node in order to have things visible, fairly, but at least visible. Defining the environment and adding a directional light source, like sunlight, is needed to get things visible. The next step I need to take is to add in some basic controls. I'll start by going to the project settings and the input map and then adding actions. First, I name the action, in this case forward, backward, left, and right. Clicking the plus sign lets me add the key for the action. There are multiple options to select and scroll through, and if you make a mistake, simply click the garbage can to remove. The easy way is to just type the key. In this case, I'll select W, A, S, and D keys. While I'm in here, I'm going to add a jump option for the spacebar too. Adding a script to the character body node and creating a folder hold scripts is fairly easy. If I rename the node first and then add the script, it names the script to match the node. This consistent naming helps me determine what files go together. Upon creating a script, I see it made a generic one. This is not what I wanted, so I'm going to remove it and create another script, but this time I'm going to change the template. Now Godot creates a useful script with most of the work already done for me. I'll customize it by changing their naming conventions with the key inputs I specified a few minutes ago. Then all that is left to do is test it. It does work, although it is a bit hard to see, so I'm going to change the camera position to make it easier and be able to see that the movement is working. There are a few built-in values for things like movement speed and how high you can jump. I'll adjust these throughout the development process, but for now, the default values seem to be good enough. I'm going to create another static body with collision shape and mesh instance and call it building. It will be a stand-in for any hard objects like a structure, a rock, a tree, and so on, and such that should not allow my character to walk through them. I changed the size and position on the mesh instance. This is wrong, but I wanted to illustrate why. When I try moving, I'm able to actually go right through my shape. It's because the collision node and the mesh instance are not aligned, but actually in two different places. Resetting all the child nodes to 0, 0, 0 for transform position and rotation, and then setting the position and rotation on the parent node, called building here, will fix all of my collision issues. Now when I test the game and try moving, I am unable to walk through the building. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.